Nis Tom kun scale ancient fi Alice Kittler. Cool tractor Alice Kittler.
He's going to tell a story about Alice Kittler. Have you ever heard of her?
Yeah. Cailleach a bhí ann Gilchuinnig na céad bliana hen, séchéad na seacha bliana hen.
She was a witch from Kilkenny many hundreds of years ago, 600 or 700 years ago.
Is ban an a sever a bhí ann, ban is sever beidir I Gilchuinnig ag an Hearts bhliain trídeag feithe seach na rudicant mar sin.
She was the richest woman in the land around
1327.
Around 1327.
Agus bhí she posta gan na trior ach fuair fear céile bás go tuban.
She's been married a couple of times, but her husband's always died suddenly under mysterious circumstances.
So bhí fáin high in Severus.
So there was a problem with all the money.
There's a reason.
There was a reason, I should say, for all the money.
It's Agus. It's nor bhí láháin hartar lá bealsna an blian sin.
So one day, around May Day of that year,
bhí fear in a chórsan le Alice Kittler trasan bóthar uí an sin.
There was a man who was a neighbour with Alice Kittler across the road from her.
Agus gomachar martin bhí sé clustáil an film seoda.
And early one morning, he was hearing this weird noise, a sort of
an astragan. Yeah, bhí shrá ceirtar siúil.
He was saying, what the hell's going on?
Agus cúil sé heog chuig an finneog an sin. Agus bhí sé clustáil den ag scuba.
So he went over to the window, and he was hearing someone sweeping.
Agus cúla sé an gcóch seo ará go theach mhaachsa Robert Arachig Severus Kilchuinnig.
Alright, say that once more.
Spare me ahar go bearla. Go theach mhaachsa Robert Haynes Severus Kilchuinnig. To the house of Robert my son come all the wealth of Kilkenny town. Yep. So well, that's it then. Yeah. So an sin cúishel chuig an finneog agus duscail sé na curtaini agus connig sé gur Alice Kittler bhí ann.
So he went over to the windows and he opened the curtains and found that was Alice Kittler.
So níor smaoine sé níos mó faoi seachas gur chuir sí a seachar chuig chuile.
So he didn't really think anything else of it, except that she'd bothered at sleeping.
Ach cúpla seachtain na dhéag sin bhí go láirdaoine a coilún targad bhí si de gaiú níos buicte.
But a few days later, they noticed that a lot of people were getting a lot poorer. They seemed to be losing all their money.
Agus thosaigh daoine a caintla chéile agus cúla sé an caint seo agus cuimhne sé bhí lá bealsna an uair sin.
People started talking, and he heard all these rumours, and he thought back to this May Day.
Agus dúirt sé le daoine gur ceapse gur dúirt sé le daoine an scéal fí Alice Kittler agus gur ceapse gur fá gur cail siad an targad ná de bhór Alice Kittler.
So he told people the story about Alice Kittler, the weird thing he'd noticed, and he started telling people that he thought they were losing their money because of Alice Kittler.
And is cúla an aspag faoi seo agus fearta sé catha sé rud a cinta.
So the bishop heard about this. It's aspag, right?
Yeah.
And decided that he'd have to do something about it.
So scrín sé litir go Caisleán Blaclia a géirí go gabhar siad Alice Kittler.
So he wrote a letter to Dublin Castle asking that they would apprehend Alice Kittler.
Ach níor tháinig an litir go dtí an Caisleán.
But funnily enough, that letter never made it to Dublin Castle.
So bharta sé go racha sé hain go dtí an Caisleán agus go leabhar sé leis an Viceroy.
So he was the kind of man who figured, I'd best just get it done myself. So he decided he'd go himself to Dublin Castle and talk to the Viceroy in person.
Cúil sé machcana coast an sin le na capel agus úsca Blaclia leis.
He went out on his coach and horses and off he set for Dublin.
Ach, ní roirig lena hain seacht go Cashman Block Lia ach an irid.
But wouldn't you know, he never made it to Dublin Castle either.
Gauk is na Quilta Gunta na me.
He got captured in the woods of County Meath.
Agus dúirt na lads leis tá tú ginsin scéalta faoin á Wallstras ní ligamí dit ein duchra dhéanamhtí.
The lads who captured him said, "You're telling tales out of school about our mistress. We don't stand for that round these parts."
So mar sin bhí sé istíos cilún seo ar feadh cúpla seachtaine.
So he found himself stuck in a prison cell for a couple of weeks.
Ach bhí bailach aige éilú ón at is aspa aige agus bhí glór airgid aige so bhí sé nán seachtamachchas an at.
But he figured out a way to escape. He was a bishop and he had a lot of money, which meant that he could call in a few favours.
So dairg leis an sin teachtas go Cashman Block Lia agus na fórsaí Napoleoni a harann síos go Kilcunnig agus Alice Kittler a gabháil.
So he managed to get out and make it to Dublin Castle and get the forces of police down to Kilkenny to apprehend Alice Kepler.
Anis bhí serbhans ag Alice Kittler dar bhanam Petronella as cúnta na mí a dtí hain beidir sin a fágur gabhach an aspach san áit sin.
But Alice Kepler, she had a servant from Cundinamee. What was her name?
Petronella.
Petronella.
Agus gabhach í hain cumá agus bhí cás cuarta an sin faoi.
She was captured as well and there was a court case about it.
Agus sa cás cuarta cur go leor ceisna ar Alice Kittler ach ní raigear sí ceisir be dúirt stáin sí ar an aspag agus ar gachtainna go díreach.
She was asked a lot of questions in this court case, but she wouldn't answer a single one. She just sat and gave the evil eye to the bishop.
Ach bhí fine amháin ann an fear conaicí lá bealtna agus thug sé a scéal.
But there was one bit of evidence, one witness, the man who'd seen her on May Day, and he told his story.
Agus sa bhór an fine sa sin thug an brethebh brethúnas chunaí a chur chun bás.
And based on that alone, the judge gave a judgment that she would be put to death.
Kirk isteach sa prisúnaí ag Ashlan Kilcunnig í hain agus Petronella ag fannacht de lá an báis.
She was put into prison in the castle of Kilkenny, her and Petronella, to wait for the day of their death.
Anis tháinig an lá rud amháin a tháinig as an cás cuarta den an darma faoi go raibh sí leis an fine ní be tusa ann an lá a dheoig mé bás.
During that court case, she had told the witness, "You won't be around the day I'm put to death."
An lá a bhí sí le bás áil nar oirigh mo gona tín agus bhí sé cuartú doctor agus sagart ach ní raibh sin an cuidiú leis agus fuair sé bás.
The day she was put to death, the man who'd seen her fell ill, and he went looking for a doctor and he went looking for a priest, but no one was able to help him, and he fell sick and died.
Anis nuair a bhí siad chun Petronella agus dús bhairte siad Petronella a chur chun bás dús.
They decided to put Petronella to death first.
Curcií amach leis an steak mar iscling I dtaobh na cailiciide agus dóhací.
She was put to the stake and burnt.
Agus is bás an a pínver dí agus an sin. Sin a mothú can ceart to it.
It's, a fun way to die. Recommend it for all the family.
Ach nuair a chur chun bás ní raibh mór an daoine thart sa chathair ag brathnú ar an bás seo. Bhí siad a brathnú tríd na fhuinneogaí go cuaireamach mar ar agla go mbeidh mallacht orthu ó Alice Kittler.
Nobody came to watch this. They were all safe at home, looking fearfully through the windows, lest they be cursed by Alice Kettler.
An sin fi sé in le haid Alice Kettler chun chur chuig an stake an sin.
Then it was time to put Alice Kettler to the stake.
Chuig na Gordaí síos chun ach nuair cúisiad heil chuig an Cilín hí an doras an a te. Bhí sé cóta sin, ní raibh siad nán an doras oscailt, ceap siad go raibh tine istigh.
The police went down to her cell to collect her, but when they got to the door, it was so hot that you couldn't even touch it. They thought there was a fire inside.
Bhí orthu an gawa chun an doras a bhrisise isteach agus thug sé tamil. Blacksmith, yeah.
They had to get the blacksmith to, smash in the door, and that took a while.
Nuair cúisiad isteach an sin, bhí an doras bra fuair arís. Ní raibh sé cosúla go raibh tine ar bithe ann. Cúisiad isteach, bhí marcanna ann de tine, ach ní raibh Alice Kettler ann.
When they got there back, the door was cold again. It was as if nothing had happened. And when they went in... Be marking the chin, right?
Yeah.
When they went in, there were marks that there had been some sort of fire. But there was no signs of Alice Kettler.
Agus dúirce seo leis an aspach, agus dúirt an aspach nach bhfuil fisig an jowl ar a drám hain. Yeah.
And they asked the bishop about this, and the bishop said, the devil doesn't know his own.
The
devil knows his own.
Yeah, sinné, gur míle agus.